DJDUBLTV.
DJ Double here, my special guest on the show today. I got Jonny Venus Doctur Dot, Earthgang in the building.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, Earthgang.
What's going on, fellas?
Shit.
Just chilling. Just chilling in London.
Glad to be in London.
Yeah.
London town.
What is it? Your second time?
It's about
you
our
came before?
fifth.
time.
Yeah, it's probably like our fifth time.
Oh, okay. So how's this time round comparing to the last times?
This time it's been real chill, man. It's been a lot.
I've been feeling like a local. Like
A lot more rain, yeah. I was walking up and down Brick Lane and stuff, like a real local, yo.
Picking up that slang.
Yeah, I want to go down to Brixton in a little while. I got some friends.
Gonna head down to Brixton.
No, I haven't been, but I want some friends has been mentioning it, so I want to make that happen. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about the mosque, so you definitely fit in the music scene from Brixton.
I'm about to take it off so I can drink my tea. I'm waiting till it cools off.
So, as it's our first time sitting down together, for the people that are watching this now that might not be too familiar with Earthgang, how would you describe the type of hip hop that you guys make?
It ain't no type, man. It's just really what we feel like at the moment, man. Like it's music for your feelings. So if you feeling rowdy, if you feeling like you want to go out and punch something, we got music for that. If you feeling like you want to go out and buy some puppies or make love, we got music for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's really whatever you want to do.
It's freedom music. It's about freedom.
You say freedom music. Yeah. I like that. I like that. So talk to me about how a school being on fire led to the creation of Earthgang.
In short form, it's basically like the story kind of is going like bigger than I thought it would go. It's like so many people ask about that story. If I'm really being honest, it's like it was like an initial time when we first started like hanging out in high school. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like the fire was like. We looked into the eyes of the blaze and it came out Earthgang. You know what I'm saying? But essentially, it's just in short form. It's like we started hanging out. You know what I'm saying? And from there, Earthgang kind of grew out of that shit. You know what
It just so happened the school being on fire just was the same day.
Yeah.
Right, got you. What age were you? Because I've heard you speak about it being in 9th grade.
Yeah.
But we don't call it that in the UK. So what age is 9th grade?
I was 14.
Okay, right.
Yeah, that's the age.
Were you both in the same school year?
Yeah.
So same age, right? When you decided to be Earthgang as a duo and move together, was there any other artists like in the conversation? So was it like, look, we can all be Earthgang, and then?
Yeah, low key, it was like a lot of, not a lot, but it was, you know what I'm saying, a couple other homies.
I mean,
that
that's kind of how we even got started, just working with a bunch of artists, bunch of artists in Atlanta on the west side. We was working with this artist named Mercy. I went to middle school with him. We was working with this artist named Antonio. He went to high school with us, and we know him from the neighborhood. We was just working with a lot of artists, and that's even kind of just how we even got together. I mean, we was working with our guy Dex, who's a composer, producer, and you know what I'm saying? It just came from like that camaraderie, you know, that just that incubation period of where you just want to get crazy with music and try a lot of things. And you at that age, you know what I'm saying, 14, 15, 16, where like you always looking for the next thing to spark your interest and stuff. So
yeah.
That's really just how it came about.
So Earthgang really could have been a much bigger
It
collective.
could have been 75 people, yo.
Talk to me about the days of performing at like places like Club Crucial and Apache.
Apache, man. Apache and Crucial, man. It's like the early spots you did. It's like Crucial is this club of like what used to be Bankhead. They call it Hollywood now, but it's still Bankhead to the knees. But like it's like a little club owned by T.I. or whatever. And they used to have these little open mic competitions every Monday. And we'll go like after work, you know what I'm saying, take a shower. Go to the open mic.
Yeah.
We was camp counselors that summer at Camp Best Friends. Shout out to all the Atlanta kids that went to Camp Best Friends. So we was camp counselors in the daytime. You know what I'm saying? Like taking kids to the swimming pool, cleaning rat traps, feeding them lunch and breakfast and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, like you said, we just run home, shower, scrape up a little change, go to the club Crucial with our little printed up, burn out CDs and stuff.
Yeah.
Passing out CDs.
And paid to
just, like,
perform too.
okay,
We had to pay to
gotta
get
scrape up the funds.
Yeah, to
and
pay
to
to
perform.
get on stage. So it wasn't like nothing crazy,
Nah,
but it was a lot for us at the time. I'm sure it was probably like, I don't know, I ain't remember.
It was like
like
50, 35,
I was about to say 30,
$65
yeah,
or
like
something.
$50, something like that. But
Per night that you were paying.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But at the time, that was
But
was destroying me.
Sometimes you really just did it
But it was
so
worth it.
people could hear what you got. You know what I'm saying? And you can get a little litmus test on what you got. A lot of people be asking like me for advice and stuff, and I'll be like, bro, I can only tell you what. You know what I'm saying? What I did.
Yeah.
Like, they be like, bro, you used to pay to perform. But like, bro, I did at first just because, I mean, until people hear you, like, they don't really care. So, you know what I'm saying? You spend like a month or two like really paying to perform, but after a while it's like, all right, y'all heard us, and we got a reaction to what the crowd wants. So now it's just like anything goes. You know what I'm saying? Put us at any stage. We got 8 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. We about to go out here and explode your mind real quick, and then, you know what I'm saying, like, and give you what we got. So like we went from the Club Crucial, Apache days to the like Graveyard, Spoiled Milk days. You know what I'm saying? And where we did like just a whole chitlin circuit run in Atlanta to where you just perform at wherever there was an open mic. And sometimes it was for free. Sometimes they paid you, you know what I'm saying? But like a lot of times it was just like, bro, if there's an opportunity, then we gonna hit it.
Would you say those open mic days were really crucial in building like the foundations for how you are as performers now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%,
hell yeah.
100%, dog. We had to get on stage and do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when we first, like, shout out to Apache too. That was like one of them like clubs. When you mentioned Apache, that's crazy. That was like one of the like I remember the last show we did at Apache. It might have been like 7 people in the crowd.
Right.
Like it was like super nobody. One of them my baby mom. Shout out my baby mom. She was there. But we was all like, that was like one of the last shows we did at Apache. But like Apache and like them Crucial shows used to be so like scarcely populated. And then when we did them shows until we, like you said, we got into like a circuit of artists that was like on this scene of Atlanta that was like, that like a lot of them are doing other stuff now. It was starting like, at that time, the first person of that little like era or class of like people that was like went crazy was like Trinidad James. And,
Okay.
like, so from him, like it was like a group of people like that was like in the surrounding him and competing with him and with us, and everybody was all just like this big scene in Atlanta where it's like you go to the different parties and this might be a show turned into a party. Like McConan was part of that. Trinidad James, like you see 2-9, Earthgang, Spillage Village, J.I.D, like, you know what I'm saying, at one point the Migos was coming through that scene, like we all, Young Thug, like you see a lot of people that are today doing like the big, you know what I'm saying, stuff. We always like in this same little scene of artists, like you see the same people at every party, same people at every show, every little event, you know what I'm saying. Some events would be a party, some parties would turn into shows, some shows would turn to a party, you know what I'm saying, but it was like a circuit that we just, like you said, we always was on that circuit, and we stayed there until we were at least known for our performance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's lit, man. It's funny that you mentioned all those artists as well, because I had a really good conversation with J.I.D last time he was here, and we were talking about like the Atlanta sound, and traditionally like the stuff that we hear in the UK, the Atlanta sound is kind of like the Migos, Lil Yachty, Young Thug, and even like in the past, you know, like more like Gucci Mane, Waka Flocka, that kind of real turn up like trap stuff. And the stuff that you guys make, at least in the UK, it's not what we wouldn't hear it and be like, oh, they're from Atlanta. Does that make sense? So for you guys making the type of music you make, did you fit in the Atlanta landscape, or were you kind of like very different to what else was going on?
I mean, we fit in with ourselves and where we was from, and we fit in with the Atlanta landscape, but probably outside the city we might not have fit in because people y'all outside the city just been getting like a very limited view.
Just the stuff that's getting like radio,
you know what I'm
and
saying?
MTV and stuff like that.
But if you come to the city of Atlanta, like, you gonna see all types of scenes, all types of communities, all types of crowds. Like, it's not just the turn up, the trap spot in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got spots like that. You got spots like Magic City, but it's right down the street from spots like Peter Street Station, you know what I'm saying? And right down the city from, you know what I'm saying? Or you can go up to like Follies, or you can go out to Strokers, or you can go out to Apache. Like, all these places are right downtown where you got different crowds coming into, you know what I'm saying? So we fit, you know, but like, you know, so to somebody who's outside the city who's never been in that diversity, it probably be like, that's not what I'm used to. But I mean, that is the city of Atlanta.
I say ain't nobody more Atlanta than us, though. We we from Atlanta Public Schools, bro. We from right there in the city, in the heart of the city.
Mhm.
So we always was able to like push our brand and push our sound through the city without really nobody really just having no problem with it. People are like, oh, they doing, oh, like people in Atlanta fuck with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So do you have
that
like a real big? Do you get a lot of love from the city, or do you
Yeah.
find like when
We
you
do.
go on tour and get further away that you get a bigger fan base?
It was like that a little bit in the beginning, but now when we at home, it's like some hometown hero vibes. Like,
Okay.
that shit is cool.
I've heard a lot of people make comparisons to you guys with like Outkast. Do having that kind of comparison, does it bother you?
Nah, not really. I mean, it just fuels you to continue to explore yourself, not to respond to anybody's like comparisons or to respond to anybody's critiques or to respond to anybody's accolades. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what y'all think, and that could be cool, that could be horrible, that could be great, but what really matters is what we think. You know what I'm saying? What matters is what we want to create and how that, you know what I'm saying, like fuels our spirit and fuels our soul. You know, like that's first and foremost. Like I want to continue to push the boundaries of my sound and like surprise myself every time. Like I used to tell a lot of people like I don't really like compliments. You know what I'm saying? Cause like
don't like
compliments and stuff, not really. Like I'm appreciative and I appreciate it. I don't want to sound like, you know, I'm ungrateful or whatever. But like
Yeah.
compliments to me, I don't really like them because they don't really do nothing for me. I'd rather you like teach me something new rather than give me a compliment. You know what I'm saying? So like that's just how I feel.
Yeah. Having been doing this for like, I mean, the first project technically dropped almost 10 years ago. So you guys have really been on the push, like really kind of grafting. Do you feel like throughout that time you've been slept on? Or is it kind of now you realize everything you've been working towards is now coming to where it needs to be?
It's a mix of both. I mean, you know, in the beginning, everybody feel like they slept on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just part of it. It's part of
That
it. What
because
makes it fun.
yeah, I've been say people think that in the beginning they supposed to be playing in front of thousands and thousands of people, like, and that's just not how it works. That's not how it works at all. Like, maybe just because your first time seeing somebody was them performing in front of 8,000 people, that was not their first time performing.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That was
facts,
not their first
facts.
time. So like, that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Can you talk me through your process of making music? Because I feel like somehow you guys are able to make such different sounding songs. Like you got Church, for example, and then you've got Proud of You, and then you've got Stuck, and then you've got Meditate. Like to me, they all sound very different, but it still sounds like Earthgang. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't hear one and then the other thing. You wouldn't be surprised if that makes sense. So talk me through the process of like how you
for
make
one, let me say shout out to as far as that Church record, shout out to Sam Henshaw. That's the homie.
Sam, bruv.
Cause we didn't really have much to do with that song other than just, you know what I'm saying, throwing our contribution on it. That's his record, but it was like that song is actually, I don't know, it's like a family favorite of mine. Like my whole family loves that song. It's like it's going everywhere. I was like, okay, well I didn't, you know what I'm saying, you never know what's gonna be what people like. We make some of that stuff all the time, you know what I'm saying. It's like, but in particular when we doing Earthgang records, a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, it's like these sound so different because we don't never try. I don't know. It's like always like it's a kind of game you kind of play in your mind, like to always try to push yourself, try to do something different. And like when you hear something exciting, you hear something new, you just want to hop on it right away.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like it doesn't matter the type of beat. Like I'm not a person that's like, look, I need this type of project so I can make this type of song, so I can get these type of fans and nothing like that. I'm hopping on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like we hopping on everything, and then whatever we put out is what we put out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like I think versatility is like what makes a lot of my favorite artists my favorite. Like Pharrell, like Jay-Z, like Wayne. You've heard them on a lot of different types.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I'm
for
saying? Like, that's why they are what they are.
How'd you get past creative differences?
Just keep
creating. Yeah, that's all you can do is keep working.
If one of you does something that the other doesn't like, first of all, does that ever happen?
Yeah, it always happens. But I mean, it happens with. I mean, I would suspect it's just like a boardroom. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily like something that somebody doesn't like, but it'd be like, all right, guys, this is the direction that we're going in, and somebody be like, all right, that's fine. Or I don't understand that. Maybe we should go in this direction or something.
Right.
Like it happens all the time when you're working with more than one brain. You know what I'm saying? So like, basically, I mean, me personally, like being able to go with the flow is challenging but rewarding.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like it's a beautiful thing when you step outside your comfort zone and try something new. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And you always, for sure, got to remain true to yourself first and foremost. That's why I tell a lot of folks, I don't know why people be asking me questions for advice, but I just be trying to get them answers because I don't want to just be like, I don't know, bro. But like, they just be asking, I be like, first and foremost, bro, go with your gut feeling. Do what you want to do. Don't do what you don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? But also grow and expand and continue to challenge yourself.
Mm-hmm. So you guys signed to Dreamville. Dreamville right now, if you look at the roster, that's like a huge fort in hip hop. Do you know what I mean? Like that's looking like a very, very strong roster.
Love you guys, man. Shout out to Spielville. I love you guys too. I love y'all guys so much.
Now, when you look at the roster and when there's other artists within the label putting music out, does it feel like family or does it feel like competition?
You can compete with your family.
You answered that with the quickness.
So Venus and Serena compete. You know what I'm saying? Venus and Serena Williams compete with each other.
Yeah.
They still go home and be sisters at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Competition is part of what makes a family a stronger family.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely it's both.
In terms of putting the label roster together, and like especially in your case, like discovering you guys as artists, because it's Dreamville and because it's J. Cole's label, a lot of people give J. Cole the credit for discovering, Earthgang. Is that how it works? I mean, or is there like A&Rs and stuff kind of
that's not exactly how it works.
He discovered
he got put on to us by our managers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I will credit him in, like I said, being able to step outside his comfort zone and being open and realizing some similarities, you know what I'm saying, within him and the artists that he works with, because we all don't make the same music. But like if you see something in them that's in yourself, like that's fire to be able to put your ego aside and be like, I'm finna assist with these people as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him for that.
Most definitely, man. Did you have any other conversations with labels before Dreamville made contact?
We had a couple.
Yeah, a lot of folks just look at us like the weird cats we are. They be like, it sound good, but I don't understand it. We
had some labels that was like on board to sign us, but then still didn't know. It seemed like they knew what to do.
They didn't know what to do with it.
They was like, we'll give y'all X amount of bread, and
I don't really get it. And then,
or they'll try to tell us a direction that we super wasn't fucking with.
And sometimes that was our fault because we ain't like, you know what I'm saying, put everything out. And sometimes it was their fault too. But like a lot of times that artist development has gone away with the decline of the large record label and stuff. So like the beautiful thing about it is you get that time to grow and people see that process in real time and it's real life shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like actually having an art exhibit, except for this art exhibit is not finished painting. This art exhibit is a painter in his you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and then people pay money to go see him do his thing, you know. So rather than people paying money to just go see a finished product, you know. So like it's a beauty.
They paying for the process. They paying to see him figure out. They paying to see him say, I don't like this no more. I'm gonna do this.
Seeing him rip shit up, you know what I'm saying, kick his foot through canvas and stuff. So like that's the beauty.
And then start over and then come to a complete. You know what I'm saying? They're paying for the whole thing.
Yeah, I like that. You know what? That's such a lesson for like new artists as well, to realize like there might be offers on the table, but make sure you go with the people that are right for you, innit?
Yeah.
Dope, man. That's dope. So talking about Proud of You then. So this is one of 3 singles. I haven't heard the whole album yet. I don't know how many people have, but I haven't heard.
Maybe about 25.
About 25 people, right? Okay. So Proud of You is the one that's really making a lot of noise at the moment. You got Young Thug on there. So obviously you mentioned you guys used to all go on parties and stuff when you were
first time we met him. Well, we didn't even really meet him the first time we saw him, but the first time we was in the same place with him was at this concert, the Spoiled Milk concert. It was in Atlanta, Georgia, right across the street from Apache, right downtown. It was so many people. Thug was there, Black, J.I.D, Spielville was there, Jordan Bryan, a lot of other names that I'm forgetting. Forgive me.
I feel like Pee Wee Longway was there. I feel like
Longway was there.
Lucci was there.
So like that was a real organic scene thing. You know what I'm saying? The labels ain't had nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just people in Atlanta who saw the culture vibing and stuff. So that was the first time I was in the same building with him. And then like you said, we met him on the road. I don't even know what your question was, but we met him on the road with KOD and J.I.D.
So that's what I was gonna ask. So you guys obviously toured together on the KOD tour.
Yeah.
At what point did the conversation about doing records together happen?
Almost, it happened kind of quick. And whenever you like vibe with somebody, like we talked to him a couple times, and it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, we met him a couple times. Like we would like pop up in the dressing room, say what's up, or see him in the hallway, say what's up. First time I spoke to him, he was at the vending machine. I just happened to see him, like, oh, what's up? And then like, you know, as after we like hung out, it just naturally, organically, you kind of talk about, you know what I'm saying, making a song.
Yeah, I remember. I think we was like, I don't forgot what city we was in, but the first time I remember really like talking to him was we was in Minnesota, and we was walking through the facility because a lot of the tours was in the arenas. So we was walking through the facility. It was Thug Entourage, us, our entourage, and like Cole was on. So like sometimes we'll come, you know what I'm saying, watch Cole. And then, like, during the middle of Cole's set, because we done seen it, like, I watched Cole's set for, like, the first 15 days. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah,
like, I was sitting there watching the whole thing. So after, like, day 20, you're like, okay, I know this part. I'm finna go do something else. So, like, Jaden was with us. So we all just walking through the facility, and we going up escalators, going through back doors and stuff. I'm like, I don't know where we going, but it's 50 people walking. So we get to this building, and it's the Timberwolves practice facility. You know what I'm saying? And then they just cut on all the lights, and then they just throw balls on the court, and then everybody just shooting. And it's just like we just having a shoot around, and it's like some real chill stuff that you don't get a chance to do on tour. Because you always running around working, you know what I'm saying? So we in there shooting hoops. This fool Jaden hit a half court shot. You know what I'm saying? Like on his second try, like, I don't even play basketball. He hit a half court shot. Like,
what, from the halfway line?
From the halfway line.
Like,
yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, get out of here, bro. So I'm talking to this fool Thug, and I was just like, hey, bro, like, cause Thug from the same neighborhood that our grandparents is from. Our grandma used to stay around. So like in the rec center in that neighborhood named after my grandma. So I talked to Thug. I was like, bro, I know you used to shoot hoops at Southeast. There used to be Southeast Rec Center, Southeast Atlanta. And he was like, for sure. I was like, this joint named after my grandma for right now, because she used to work there. She did a lot of stuff with the kids in the neighborhood. So he was like, hell yeah, like he remembered and stuff. So like he was like, lock me in, you know what I'm saying? Gave me my number and stuff. And then a couple of other times was when we really like just kicked it, like we came onto his tour bus and we was all on there just chilling. Us, our partner Dex, Dave, Cole came in a couple of times. We was on Thug bus, like we would just be playing GTA, like chilling, listening to music. He had all the cheat codes. He had all the cheat codes on GTA. Nigga be jumping over buildings, hijacking helicopters and stuff from you just jump into the helicopter, take the helicopter over and stuff. So we just end up vibing.
He had all the, you know what I'm saying? He was shining, he was gleaming. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, diamonds on. We in there like, man, yo, Thug really living it. He had the studio on the back of the bus.
Yeah.
So the first couple times we recording, we like the bus rolling, and we like the microphone sliding on the table. And we trying
because the bus is driving.
Yeah.
So we just find a way.
He on the chair sliding, everything sliding. And you still trying to record. So we did a couple records before Proud of You, and then Proud of You.
And then so the way Proud of You came about was it was through, ironically, it was low-key everybody on the tour had something to do with that record, because I met, like, J.I.D introduced me to his partner Teo backstage in New York. And Teo, I was like, you know what I'm saying, he was like, this bro fire, he finna drop an album. So I was like, all right. When he dropped the album, I listened to the album, and I heard this song that I wanted to sample. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this part, make something out of this. And so I went to Toronto. I was working on the beat. One of Cole's keyboardists, shout out my boy Earth. He was lacing me, you know what I'm saying, like with the programs and stuff, so I could actually do what I need to do. He came through, it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. He was just like, you still up? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm coming down. He just give me the programs. So I made the beat, and then for a while it was just sitting on my computer. And then when after the tour, when Cole and Thug was going up to New York to Electric Lady Studios to record up there, and I was like, bro, I'm home, I'm bored. I need to come up there to make some music. Like, I don't want to just be sitting on my ass. Like, I just went around the world, went around America. You know what I'm saying? Scene going around the world to me because everything was going just so fast. Like, I got creative juices right now. So we went up to New York, was chilling with Cole and Thug, vibing. We had 2 rooms, you know what I'm saying? So everybody, you know what I'm saying, you go to one room, go to the next. So I think Cole was in another room. And then I was like, I just played the beat for him and was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen to this real quick, got an idea, laid the verse down. He was like, yeah, I fuck with this. Because, you know, we already built the camaraderie for
of course.
stuff on the road. And, I mean, it just happened organically like that, you know? And that's just, the record came about, the changes and all that stuff came about. And it was just like, yeah, like, this something fresh. This something new that we got right here.
Before we wrap up, what can you tell me about Mirrorland? Because I know it's being kept under wraps.
It's finna be the most beautiful, crazy, amazing album you ever heard in your life.
Shit's amazing.
Release date? Is there one yet?
It ain't one.
There ain't one.
There ain't one yet. Soon.
2019.
Okay.
One thing about the album, the name isn't as obscure as the other projects.
No, it's not.
So what's to do with the name for the album? Because is that what I thought it might happen? Was there any like label interjection of like we need to calm the name down a bit?
No,
or
that was the label ain't had nothing to do with it. That was just it.
Like it's funny because the name might not be that obscure, but the idea and the concept is so left field and so limitless and boundless. It's like that's the beauty of it. We wanted to give you this
to
so you
simplify.
can say, okay, let's see what this shit is about.
Yeah, and I think as we do art more, like as we get more into doing art, it's better to just let fans interpret things and to try to just give them a whole bunch of stuff. Like sometimes the interpretation that stays within the mind of the fan is part of the art piece. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so amazing to them. So it's like, we're going to give you just this, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to like, strays with rabies, you know what I'm saying? Presenting like a whole, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just another approach. It's another way to have fun with it.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Well, I'm excited to hear it, bro. Thanks for coming down, fellas. I appreciate the time.
Thanks.
Thank you, bro.
DJ Double right here with Earthgang.